Hello, let us discuss the good practices for requirement engineering from the project management perspective. Software project management approaches are tightly coupled to a project's requirement process. So the project manager should uh, base the project schedule, resources, and commitments on the requirements that are to be implemented. An alternative strategy is to create a timeline or time box of development cycles such that the team estimates the scope of the work which they can fit into an iteration of the fixed duration. Now, this is the approach which is taken by the agile development projects. Scope is regarded as negotiable within the schedule for each iteration. Now this transforms the scope into a scope choice. The product owner can ask for anything as much as the product owner wants. But the prioritization is very important. So the first good practice is to select an appropriate software development lifecycle. So your organization should define several development life cycles that are appropriate for various types of projects and different degrees of requirement uncertainty. So at any given point of time in your organization, there can be several projects which are running. And it may happen that for certain projects you are following agile, for certain projects you are following some different development life cycle. Each project manager should select and adapt the life cycle that best suits the project. You can include the requirements activities in the life cycle definitions. When possible, specify and implement set of functionality and all the other important aspects incrementally so that you can deliver user software to the customer as early as possible. The second good practice is to plan the requirements approach. So each project team should plan how it will handle its requirements development and management activities. An elicitation plan helps ensure that you identify and obtain input from appropriate stakeholders at the right stages of the project using the most appropriate techniques. So the business analyst or the BA and the project manager should work together to ensure that the tasks and the deliverables related to requirement engineering appear in the project management plan. The next good practice is to estimate the requirements effort. So the stakeholders often want to know how long it is going to take to develop the requirements for a project and what percentage of their total effort should be devoted to the requirement development and management phase. Naturally, this depends on many factors. So consider the factors that would indicate that you should spend either more or less than average required time to ensure that requirements lay a solid foundation for the development. The next good practice is the base project plans on the requirements. So develop the base plan or you can create the schedules for your project iteratively as the scope and detailed requirements become clear. Begin by estimating the efforts which are needed to develop the user requirements from the initial product vision and the project scope. Early cost and schedule estimates based on the first level of requirements will be very highly, I can say, uncertain. So you can improve the estimates as your understanding of the requirements improve. On agile projects, the timelining or time boxing nature of iterations means that the planning involves adjusting the scope to fit within the fixed schedule and resource constraints. The next good practice is to identify the requirements or the requirement decision makers. So the software development involves making many decisions. Conflicting user inputs must be resolved. Commercial package components must be selected. Change requests must be evaluated, and likewise all other things should be controlled. Because so many decisions involve requirement issues, it is essential for the project team to identify and empower its requirements decision makers, preferably before they confront their first significant decision. The next good practice is to renegotiate project commitments when the requirement changes. So a project team makes commitments to deliver specific set of requirements within a particular schedule and budget. As you incorporate new requirements into the project, you have to evaluate whether you can still achieve the current commitments with the available resources. If not, you have to communicate the project realities to the management, and you have to negotiate for the new realistically achievable commitments. You might also need to renegotiate commitments as requirements evolve from their first level or the beginning level of requirements. The next good practice is to analyze, document, and manage requirement related risks. So unknown and unanticipated events and conditions can create confusion and problems on an ongoing project. So identify and document all the risks which are related to requirements as part of the project's risk management activities. Brainstorm the approaches to mitigate or prevent all types of risks and implement the mitigation actions and track their progress and effectiveness. The next good practice is to track the effort spent on the requirements. So to improve your ability to estimate the resources needed for the requirements work on the future project, you can record the efforts your team is putting in on requirements development and management activities. You can monitor the effect that your requirements activities have on the project to help judge the return on your investment in the requirements engineering. And the last good practice in this project management area is to review lessons learned regarding requirements on other projects. So a learning organization conducts periodic retrospective to collect lessons learned from the completed projects, other projects, from earlier iterations of the current projects also. So studying the lessons learned from the previous requirements or experiences can help project managers and business analysts to create a more confident kind of set of requirements for the current and future iterations of the project. So these are few of the good practices from the project management point of view.